Awesome.
All right, so now I need to get this back over here to see that it's in edit mode. I gotta remember how to do that. Is it this one? No.
Oh, I actually got an ad. I never get an ad.
What about this one? No, that's not it. Ah! Okay, that's this. I never had this problem before. I'm trying to see the actual scene. Oh, there it is. Yay! Finally figured it out. Well, I don't know why it's like one on top of the other, but that's fine, I guess. So good evening, everybody. Welcome to the always exciting and dramatic Painting with Menoth John Wednesday night extravaganza. I am, of course, the host that can't speak, Menoth John. Hey, Crimson. Welcome. And with me, of course, is the dulcet tones, the man that you know you love, my sidekick that I could not live without. Boy, I almost slipped on that one. I almost couldn't live with Mr. John Spencer.
Hello.
Well, I hope you're ready. You're locked in for 90-plus minutes of the best in hobby casting has to offer on Wednesday nights on this Twitch channel.
No more qualifiers. I was stuck with Wednesday night. The best the hobby have on Twitch on Wednesday night.
There you go. We can live like that.
Everyone else is number 2 or lower.
That's right. Take that, whatever else there is out there. I'm not sure. All right. So I'm tired, John. I got to tell you the straight up truth. I was working down in Chicago all day on the new reserve roastery, and so I take the train from Racine down to Chicago. Then I walk from Union Station to the roastery, which is great because it's like 1.7 miles, and so I get half the steps I need of the day out of the way right away. And then I walk around, and then I walk back. Well, I'm doing this in safety shoes. It's like wearing 10-pound ankle weights. And I'll tell you, I was a bit tuckered when I got on that train for the ride home.
I should probably point out that all the shoes I wear often are composite-toed.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Yeah, it's...
I work in a warehouse. I mean, I work with a warehouse attached. I might have to go in the warehouse. Why not just have composite toes?
That's right.
Hey, Sassy, how's it going?
Oh, hey, how you doing, Sassy? Absolutely. That's what you should be doing, because you only get one set of toes. But you got 2 of them. But you need one on either side of your, on each foot. And they don't grow back. Uncommon to popular belief. Which I think is kind of bullshit.
Yeah, I know. I want more things to grow back. It'd make things easier.
I know, right? Hey, Rave Bomb. How you doing? I'm gonna have a little sip of my beer tonight. Oh, that sure is delicious. We'll talk about that during the beverage unveiling section. We are gonna have a wonderful action-packed show for you tonight. We're gonna be doing the Brushhead Gallery. And, John, when I sent it to you, it didn't even fit in the email. Were you aware of that?
It did not.
No, that's right. I tell you what, they talk about how big the tubes are, and we're so stuffed full of quality creative juices that we couldn't stuff it in a tube.
Nope, wouldn't fit in the tubes. We had to make a new tube.
That's right, new tubes. Blasted the shit out of that tube. Hey, Nevendar, thank you for joining us. We know it's like stupid o'clock where you're at, so thank you for joining us.
Isn't it already Friday there, Nevendar?
Who knows? It's like it could be. It's wrapped around the planet twice. In some parts of the universe, it's Friday right now. 1:32 in the morning. God bless you. God bless you. Nevendar, you've been with us since the beginning, and we appreciate you. That's what we appreciate about you. Yeah, we figured it was gonna be 1:32 in the morning there, bucko.
Yeah.
So you're kind of in the same time zone as Italy, which is nice. A lot of Europe is in the same time zone as Italy. Did you know that, John?
No, but now that you say it, it makes sense. I imagine Europe only covers about 5-6 time zones.
Well, yeah. I mean, all the way from Russia to the ocean, and you've only got like 5 of them or something. You know, I bet you that Donald Trump would buy some of those time zones. I bet you he would try. Because, you know, this strategically speaking, having your own time zone is probably a thing. Then you could be like Kim Jong-un and set yours like arbitrarily 17 minutes in the future or whatever it is. He has his set up.
Yes, Trump's time zone where it's never 5 o'clock.
No, that guy. All right, we're gonna keep this less. It's 9/11, damn it, and we're not going to savage our president on 9/11.
Well, since you mentioned it,
yeah,
I got a shot.
Yep.
Because
hey, Ron, for all the people that gave their lives and those that had them taken from them.
Yep.
In the same breath, let's remember to reach out with love and for everybody. Just because maybe somebody is of the same ethnic descent as some of the evil people that did that doesn't mean they did it. So.
Damn right. Don't hate people for what other people did. Hate people for what they did.
That's
if
right.
If they ain't anything worth hating, don't hate them.
That's right.
Ain't worth it.
That's right. So just kind of keep that in mind. That's part of positivity.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, we're going to have ourselves, like I said, we're going to do the Brushhead Gallery. It's a little smaller than the last one. The last one we did was 72 slides long. This one's a lot less. It's not because we don't... we have a few fewer people to tune in on the show, but that's okay. The work is quality. Yeah, okay,
Absolutely.
we're gonna let that one slide in the chat room. It's a little early to drop. It's a little early to drop that into the conversation just yet, but just for everyone, just for everybody that understands that we're definitely have crossed into that internet land where not political parties from the 1930s and 40s in Germany have been brought to the forefront. It's inevitable.
Inevitable.
Much like Thanos.
Yeah, but it looks like a pretty good spread of models here in the Brushhead Gallery, and
yeah.
I mean, honestly, John, in our defense, that last time we did one, we were at our peak.
Yeah, we were slamming on all 12 cylinders.
Not just coming back for the third time.
Yeah, yeah. So, but hey, everybody that had contributed, we sure do appreciate it. And there's some really great work out there. We've got some very special models to show you all. You know, I think, you know, one of the things that we want to show is some of the progression and stuff. And I was about ready to like pull model slides from the old presentation and put them back in and show some of the progress that people have made. But I decided not to do that because I didn't feel like I wanted that it was. Maybe the person who contributed would like that. Maybe they wouldn't. I don't know. I didn't know where they would sit on it, so I didn't want to take the chance. But I can tell you that every one of those models showed progression. What you're going to see tonight, people have absolutely progressed in their painting skills during the time that we were gone. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
So hot stuff. We got some movies to talk about tonight. I'll be talking about Megashark versus Crocosaurus, and a little movie that I think we're having a race to the bottom. This is what the heck is it called? It's Bird. Oh God, it's like something like. I'm getting some. Well, what is that coming? Where am I getting some? I'm getting some occasional, like reverberation, or something, some echo. Anyway,
wow, that's weird.
I gotta find out what it was. It was Bird something or other. What are you talking about tonight?
Well, as is unsurprising, I've got Fast and the Furious 6 to talk about, since that is the next one, both chronologically and in the number series.
Very good.
And then also we'll probably talk a little about Mystery Men if you got the time there, because I watched that and can't talk enough about that movie.
That's a good movie. What the heck is it? Okay, so the movie Birdemic, Shock and Terror. Birdemic.
Oh my God.
So we're not gonna talk about a lot of it, but what I am gonna say right now, before we go any further, is that the total budget for this movie was $10,000. That being
Someone shine the Lee McAlpin sign. We're talking about the shittiest of the shitty movies. Lee should be here.
Yeah. No, it's not Bird Box. It is Birdemic. I will tell you though.
Bird Box reviews, Birdemic might be better. Nah, I'm lying.
Birdemic. I don't want to give everything away because I don't want to give it up, but that's what we're gonna be talking. Birdemic. You wait for it, folks. It's a thing.
Obviously, I have seen this movie, or I would not be laughing so much.
Have you seen the sequel, Birdemic 2?
I have some standards.
I have not watched Birdemic 2. I'm afraid to watch it.
John, there's a sequel to Atlantic Rim.
I know.
I won't watch it.
I haven't watched it either. I'm afraid.
Gonzo's gonna watch it. I'm like, why would you do that? Why?
Has he watched it?
I would rather experience something that might be good than something that I know is going to be a shitstorm.
If he hasn't watched it, then he hasn't watched it yet.
There's some deep though I will say, knowing it's probably shit, after I'm done with the Fast and the Furious series, there is a Asylum movie, which is the same guys who made all those wonderful movies like, Atlantic Rim and all, called Fast and Fierce, that I may have to watch just because it is in my wheelhouse.
It's in your wheelhouse, is it? Okay, excellent. Well, I'll tell you who else was in the wheelhouse was Jaleel White in Megashark versus Crocosaurus. Jaleel Urkel.
Oh shit!
Urkel was like a star, and Robert Picardo. You know him as the Doctor from Voyager.
I was gonna say he's the cowboy from Inner Space.
There you go too. So Robert Picardo, Jaleel White.
I'm
gonna tell you what it was.
Inner Space, probably a better movie than that. I'm just gonna guess.
Positive. That is can confirm.
Okay.
Can confirm.
Just taking a wild guess there, because Inner Space is a movie that is not loved enough, and should be loved more because it is a fucking hoot.
So, folks, I'm gonna reach out to you while we're in the pre-ramble here to contribute. We're not selling the show nearly to the level that we used to, but if you have a few extra dollars, we would sure love to see you get down there to that link and contribute to the PayPal pool. It's stalled pretty hard. We're getting the contributions we have been, a lot of them have been entry fees for the different events for John Con and stuff like that. Haven't seen really, other than you, John, a whole lot of swag purchase. Haven't seen like any kind of donations or anything like that. Maybe we're waiting for the RPG session because that brought in a lot of money last year. But $2,000 looks like it's in some pretty major jeopardy this year. And that's fine.
We'll make it. The RPG will do it. Everyone loves the RPG sessions, and they can where they can affect the game. That was a good time.
Yeah, I gotta have to figure out some interesting and fun ways to really kind of pimp that out, make sure it gets out to everybody, so that they know to tune in.
Just for a little behind-the-scenes look, since we're here in the pre-ramble section, I think next year, John, we should talk to various peoples and just see who has a Twitch channel and likes to roleplay who'd like to do something similar. Yeah. We might be able to get some extra, it's for charity. People love doing stuff for charity.
Yep, there you go. We'll definitely have to do that. Do some reaching out. Get some cross-pollination going, if you will.
Yeah, I know a ton of people on, maybe we get a Skype game before the actual thing where we can get people in there and do some stuff, have some fun.
So we are talking about doing a second RPG on Saturday night.
Oh, snap.
So because Keyforge is such a faster game than War Machine...
what?
Yeah, I know. We can run the full thing during the day, and if Dan is willing to, or I can step up to the plate, or somebody else can GM, we're going to probably do two affect the game RPGs, one on Friday night and one on Saturday night.
Awesome. So. Wait. So, what's the movie selection for after dinner on Saturday then?
That's Chuck's job.
Oh.
So I'm not sure what that's gonna be at this point. He had kicked around some ideas, but I can't remember them right off the top of my head. But it'll be terrible. Promise.
So for everyone who I don't know when we talked about it, but for everyone who didn't hear about it, the selection last year was Team America World Police, which I had not seen, and it was a thing that happened.
Yeah, that movie is amazing. Never has there been a marionette movie with as much gravitas.
It is not a good movie, but it is a great movie.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
I'm glad I've seen it. It was much better for seeing it with friends.
Yeah, because you feel dirty about it if you try to watch it by yourself.
Yeah, a little bit. God.
The voice of Kim Jong-il was just perfect. Hey.
It was definitely pretty awesome. I was surprised.
God, now I want to watch World Police.
Feel dirty.
Yeah, that's fine. That movie's pretty fantastic. We're gonna be doing
the perfect choice you suggest to Chuck is Batman Ninja. I'm telling you, that is the perfect choice.
Batman Ninja.
Oh God, yeah.
Okay, I will. I'll toss that his way to get some input. I'm gonna text him that right now.
Because that movie is also a thing that happens, and it is. Again, not a good movie, but it's a movie everyone should experience.
Batman Ninja. I'm going to tell him to look it up.
Yes, I have seen Gamers The Darkness Rising. It is amusing. It's a good change of pace. It's sort of like, it's one of those things you watch once in a while, sort of like Kung Fury. Once in a while, it's like, I want to watch Kung Fury because I need to watch something that amazing.
Yeah, Kung Fury is amazing. Thor is the best.
I know. Oh God, that movie just
hits on all cylinders.
It does.
Hits on all cylinders.
Just shows how you take not a modest budget and a very crazy idea. You're like, this is what we're gonna do. Like, just do it. Absolutely.
Yep. Not gonna start the show early tonight, I don't think, John, because I think I want people to have the opportunity to tune in for the Brushhead Gallery. They may be expecting it at 7.
Nah, no worries. I mean, it's an event. They're just waiting.
Okay, so Hairdo says I'm late, but you know it's echo time with his mic. So, what am I doing wrong here? Oh, I know what I'm doing. I know exactly what I'm doing wrong, I think. So, for right now, I'm gonna do something, and then people, I want you to tell me if you can still hear John. So let me do a thing. Okay, now, John, talk.
Okay. Do I still sound like I'm talking to a pipe, Crimson? Because I'm not talking to a pipe. It's a microphone, actually.
Now, did that fix things? So Nevendar said that it's Mysterious John O tonight. Is anyone hearing John now? Speak some more, John.
Okay, I'll just testing the mic. What you guys think? How's it sound now?
Yeah, that fixed it.
Bomb said victory, so that sounds good.
So let me tell you a little bit. While we're peeking behind the curtain, John.
Oh.
So, in order to play the I Believe music and the 2-hour loop for the end, I have to play that through the desktop audio. However, because you are coming in both on my soundboard and through desktop audio, you echo. So what I need to do when I'm not playing the music is mute that input. So that's what I just did.
Yeah, I had similar problems with mine when I was streaming for my hobby streak, where it would just it'd be good, but then as soon as someone like popped in a Slack or Facebook notification, it would go like, "Oh, there's desktop audio too. Well, let me get some of that."
Yeah, exactly. And it's because I do route the desktop audio back into the mixer board, so it's like it's getting it from 2 different spots. So, hey, there we go. At least I know how to fix it now. I can remember back in the day when it was like, "Oh shit, how many different settings got accidentally screwed up because a cat walked on the board?"
Oh, John, it's so much better now. Now your provider will update their software and everything will be fucked up again.
Oh, that's terrific. What is that XSplit again?
XSplit occasionally, and then Skype. Every time Skype updates, it starts destroying things.
Skype is the most hateful program on the planet.
You are damn right.
Skype is if there was a way that if Discord had like video, I would never use Skype again.
Discord has video, I think.
Shut the front door. Is it like the version you have to pay for?
I don't know. We will let you know after our test for More Than Dice this weekend or coming up soon.
Oh my gosh. Ladies and gentlemen, Painting with Menoth John in the technological backseat, right where it belongs. More Than Dice. More Than Dice plowing the ice fields of technological advancement.
I'm glad you finished that. That was going off the rails real quick.
Painting with Menoth
As
John,
far as
off the
technical
rails.
problem goes, we've taken up the banner of Painting with Menoth John to have all the technical problems whenever possible.
Well, there you go. So, I mean, I try not to touch much in between shows. Not that that matters. I mean, folks, this is fly by the seat of your pants video casting. Oh, you want to hear something funny?
Oh.
So, Belinda's job at Kenosha County is to she's in IT, and her specialty in IT is handling a lot of the AV stuff. So the county board meets and they live stream the county board. So guess who got called in as a consultant? This guy. And so they use Wirecast. Now, Wirecast is really, really powerful, and really so I like the it looks to me like Wirecast was designed by Adobe, with everything that comes with what that just said. Terrible interface, different names for everything because they had to be different. And but we were able to get it figured out, and it worked out really, really well. So what they were doing is, all the aldermen show up, and they have this thing that they record their roll call, so that they have record of who actually showed up to the damn meetings for, I guess, public record's sake. And so Wirecast has an application you have to put on a computer, and you can broadcast from that computer directly to the Wirecast computer, and it can show up as a window. That's really cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's really sharp. I think Wirecast is really expensive. More expensive even than XSplit.
Oh.
But it has some really interesting things. It's got some really interesting pre-made, animated backgroundy things, so that you can have some really cool looking scenes and stuff. I mean, OBS, bless its heart, you get what you pay for, but at least it's stable.
Yes, it's pretty stable.
So, anyhow, there you go. The little behind the curtains.
A little behind the curtains, absolutely. Funny enough, I actually been called in as a consultant on a little bit of that. We record our town hall meetings and all, so I've done a little bit of consulting at work for that.
Yeah, no, it's and I did it. I didn't charge the county anything. First off, I'd have to get set up as a contractor. Secondly, I'd have to pay taxes. And it's I'll just take this one for the team.
Yeah.
And it helped Bell, and that's all that matters.
And I'd say I didn't charge the company, but they kind of already pay me, so I mean.
Well, there you go. It's just part of the job, man. It's part of the job.
Absolutely. You get the full John package when you hire John.
Oh, hello. We're topping out at people being actually here, and that's amazing. We have people watching. I'm a sultan of swing. Schwing. We have, like I said, we're going to get to, the first thing we're going to lead off to is I'm going to get on my hands and knees and beg for people to donate to the John Con Fund to help feed the poor of Racine County. And then we're going to get into the Brushhead Gallery, and we have some real humdingers of movies to get to at the end of it. Birdemic. A movie that absolutely has people in it.
There are totally people in it. We're not sure they're actors.
No, we cannot confirm. However, I must say some very snappy blue lingerie is in play during this movie. Snappy. So, what else has been going on for because last week we didn't get together. I had I didn't get around to doing the painting gallery early enough, and it was just turning into a poop show as far as trying to get in front of the computer in time. And John, you had a little bit of heartache in your world too, so it just worked out better to not do the show.
I'm not gonna lie, the last 3 weeks have been awful.
Yeah.
Not oh my god, not like that. It's just unfortunate at work. In the grand scheme of things, they'll be fine, but
yeah,
it's just been not fun.
No, I hear you. I've got a tiger by the tail these days too. We've got a lot of different stuff going on. Plus, Chicago is starting up, and we're getting ready to launch that ship in a number of weeks that I cannot disclose. I think so. I better not. But
yeah, don't disclose. It's fine.
come to Chicago at some point in the future, and you'll see a thing that I had some stuff to do with. It's gonna be pretty. I think it's gonna be pretty.
Cool.
It's gonna be different than the other roasteries, so always fun, something to see, something different. And we're gonna light some burners here right quick and get to the business of roasting some coffees. By the way, people who attend, and this is for I think of the people who are currently watching us, I think only Sassy's coming to John Con. You're gonna get a bag of coffee, whether you like it or not. So I'm saving up all my free coffee that I get each week, and I've got some doozies in there. I've got some very good coffee that we're going to be giving away as a part of this shtick. We're going to be there's a new microbrewery that is opening up here in Racine. I wish I could remember what it's called. Let me see if I can pull up its name real quick. That is if they have occupancy. They haven't quite got there yet. It's Little Port Brewing Company in Racine. We're going to be going to Racine Brewing Company, as well as the Rustic Road Brewery in Kenosha. And I think there's another brewery in Kenosha. Depends on how many people. We're only going to have like 9 people on the tournament where we drive around to the breweries. And we've got a full car. So that one's all sold out. But that's going to be really fun.
Yeah, it sounds like it was a good time last year without the card. So, I mean...
Yeah, so it's going to be super fun now. We're going to try not to spill beer on our cards, because that would suck.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be no bueno. Sorry, I got a splinter or something on my finger I'm trying to exact with an X-Acto knife.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. So if hobbying can also be used for medicinal purposes. We get it out there. So what are your techniques, John, for using an X-Acto knife to remove chunks of wood from your hand?
Poke it till you get the tweezers in.
There you go. Outstanding. Well, there you have it, folks. Earlier this week, I repaired a keyboard, a Logitech keyboard with a pinning drill and some brass rod. The boy had snapped off one of the little feet that holds his keyboard up, and I looked at it and went, and put a little piece of brass rod in there, and it was all good. Hey, Mr. Brett Painter, how are you? Glad you could make it. Ladies and gentlemen, Brett Painter will also be at John Con, and he will be sampling some of the beers from the different breweries that I just mentioned, as well as playing some Keyforge. So, Brett, quick question out to Brett. Have you played a single game of Keyforge yet? And if not, what we're going to do is we are going to schedule some time to teach you on the Crucible. So, because that is excellent. Also, Sassy, if you want to get on some Crucible time, we can help make that happen. And perhaps we can do a thing up for Beer Forge where Rich and I teach you the game on the using the computers, as it were. So.
Yeah, that's what Gonzo's supposed to do with me in Keyforge. He sent me some decks and a care package, and said he's going to teach me, but we haven't gotten to that. Oh. I did teach him how to play Transformers TCG via Skype. So.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was super.
Oh my God, Charles has heard of the movie. So.
Has he?
Yes. So we're of course talking about Batman Ninja. We're gonna that could possibly be the movie selection.
I suggested, because you get a bunch of friends together, it's that kind of movie where a bunch of friends together, that is that kind of movie.
Cool. I would suggest we could even do it tomorrow, but tomorrow is the fabulous open house at the kids' school, so I have to go do that. I have to go be a responsible parent after getting back from Chicago. One of these days I'm going to oversleep on that train coming back from Chicago. I'm going to find myself in damn Milwaukee, and that's going to be a problem. So, yeah, set a little alarm. All right, John. Have you dug sufficient amounts of shit out of your hand yet, or are we still working on this?
Oh, yeah. Whenever you're ready, I'm ready. It's all good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to kick this thing off. We are going to do the traditional opening of the show, followed by the traditional drinking of the whatever, plus the drinking, the talking, and all that kind of stuff. So, ladies and gentlemen, you have somehow found yourself here at the Painting with Menoth John Wednesday night experience. Here we go, kids. Painting with Menoth John is presented in Super Legitivision. Super Legitivision, the future of podcasting. It's .com.
Hello, I'm
Menoth John.
and I'd like to welcome you. First of all, let me take just a moment to thank you for allowing me back into your homes. If this is your first time with us, let me extend a personal invitation for you to drag out your
miniatures
and paint along with us each week. Let's go over to the canvas here and let's get started. I believe, every day's a good day when you paint. I believe, it'll bring a lot of good thoughts to your heart. I believe, every day's a good day when you paint. I believe, it'll bring a lot of good thoughts to your heart. Let's build a happy little cloud. Let's build some happy little trees. There are no limits here. You start out by believing here. You can almost paint with anything. All you have to do is practice.
Ah, yes, ladies and gentlemen, of course you have found yourself, after a half an hour of pre-rambling, you have found yourself here at the Painting with Menoth John Wednesday night experience. I am, of course, the haggard-looking Menoth John. I've got 8 hours or so, give or take, of hard hat hair and a set of headphones on. So, but you know, we're here for you. We love you. We need you. And with me, of course, in the catbird seat, the co-host with the most, Mr. John Spencer.
Heyo.
Hello. So, very special episode tonight, Brushheads. We have brought back, we applied the paddles, if you will, to one of the truly most arduous of all Painting with Menoth John episodes, the Brushhead Gallery. But, ladies and gentlemen, we are here to celebrate you, and also you, for all of the wonderful hard work that you've been doing. Now, it's humbling and it's amazing, the quality of the models that are the paint jobs, the enthusiasm, and just the great work that was turned in by you guys, the greatest of all fans, and all of shows that are on Wednesday nights that feature hobbies on this channel. I'm going to tell you, folks, there's some really great work we're going to go through, and yeah, that's what tonight's going to be all about. John, how's your week this week? Was it at least 30% less shitty than last week?
It absolutely. We're on the up and up.
Outstanding. I'm developing a nasty habit of falling asleep on trains, and so far it hasn't bit me yet. But from now on, I'm setting an alarm because I wake up somewhere about 5 minutes away from my stop, and one of these times ain't gonna happen.
It's coming a little close.
Ain't gonna happen. I'm gonna find myself at Mitchell Field at the airport, and that's not what I signed up for.
Yeah.
So, but hey, you know, folks, before we get too far into the show, we have a tradition here on the Painting with Menoth John Wednesday night experience. Used to be the Sunday night spectacular, your Sunday night addiction. It's not that anymore. It's on Wednesdays. We start off with a beverage, and I have to tell you, tonight, my beverage starts quarter full. That's the kind of optimism I bring to this show, John. It's not 3/4 empty. It's quarter full. And it's because I drank the rest of it during the pre-ramble. What we're drinking is Delirium Red. Delirium Red, it's from Delirium, those fabulous pink elephant people from the Belgians. And it is a fruit-style beer. It is delicious. It tips the scale pretty high for a fruit beer. It's like a little over 8% alcohol, and it is delicious. And so it's got a very cherry flavor to it. And right now, Rustic Road, brewery in Kenosha, which is one of the breweries we're going to be going to on JohnCon, is featuring a Berliner Weiss, and it's in the direction of a Berliner Weiss, but it's a little less sour. So it's like if a Berliner Weiss and a traditional Belgian, like, kind of hate fucked in a bottle. and this is what you get. It's really good, and I highly recommend it if you're looking for a kind of more fruity, sweet type of beer. Stuff. What do you have, pal?
Well, I've got some wonderful Snapple peach tea, but I'm gonna start off with some more Captain Morgan Cannon Blast.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that's bringing back memories right there. Cannon Blast.
I am a creature of habit, if nothing else.
That's 2017 style.
I like my tasty shots of fruity rum in this case.
There's nothing wrong with that.
A good drinking rum.
No, there ain't nothing wrong with that. So on behalf of the co-host with most, Mr. John Spencer, and of course your comely host, Menoth John, and in remembrance of 9/11, hey Ron.
Ron.
All right. Well, we had our somber moment there. Now let's move on to fabulousness. Ladies and gentlemen, John, were you aware there are people in this world? We're going to pick up the tone a little bit. Are you aware there are people in this world that don't have enough to eat?
Unfortunately was.
Yes. So we've moved on from somber to talk about starvation. Ladies and gentlemen, if you go down to the buttons on the bottom here where it says where you can donate to the John Con Fund, I would be deeply appreciative of that. Deeply appreciative to the point where I get notifications on my cell phone when I get donations. When I get donations, clothes come off. So, ladies and gentlemen, first donation, the shirt comes off. And we're going to keep going as long as I'm getting donations of $20 or more. I could be naked by the end of this podcast. We haven't done that for a long time, but I'm getting desperate for some donations, kids.
Tell you what, first donation, my shirt comes off too.
Hot damn. So, second donation. We got to parse them out because I don't have that much clothes on.
So if you don't want me wearing this Auburn University shirt, you should probably donate.
That's right. So $20 gets a piece of clothing off. Welcome to Stripping with Menoth John. Let's see how much to bring back to the crotch cam.
We could do double crotch cam, but I don't think the internet can handle that.
So I don't have a 120 millimeter base on me right now. So the possibility of a full crotch cam is pretty low. But we can talk. So anyway,
I think if we had to do mine, I would cover it with that.
Ah, snap! That's good. That's good. I've got a P3 paint pot that'd probably be adequate. Anyway, so the blue glove of love could take on a whole new meaning. All right, there you go, folks. Donate. I get notifications. I get cold. I get breezy. So
yeah. And remember, guys, I'm pretty certain when we're not here streaming, if you get the wild hair up your ass, you want to donate then, it's still here. You can still donate.
That's right. Okay, folks. I'm watching it, and I'm not seeing anything yet, so make it happen. There you go. Oh, and then Banyan shows up. This is the time I'm talking about taking my clothes off, of course. All right, folks. So get on over there, click the button. If you don't feel like you want to give money to get my clothes off, you could put clothes on yourself. See, that's professional podcasting, tough guy.
Well played, sir.
Yeah, there you go. That's a segue. You can get stuff that says Beer Forge. You can get stuff that says John Con. Hell, there's like this cartoony version of me that's really well done. And then there's also, you can get shirts with the old Matlock. You remember him. He's the grumpiest of all warjacks from that one game that's still being produced somehow. And you can put that shit on your body. What else could so make it happen, folks.
There's Matlock.
That's Matlock. Yep. Here, how many of us remember these? The Crony Inner Circle.
Mine's downstairs for everyone to use, but also, I mean.
Hey, we're showing off. These are clothes that could have been taken off of John. I had been wearing them.
And I've been wearing them today.
Yep. Still no donations.
What are you guys doing?
But that's the
almost like you want us to stay closed.
I know, right? So there's the official JohnCon 2019 logo with me with my halberd of opening cans. Folks, every $1 that you give goes to the Racine Food Shelter. We take no cuts at all. And no cuts. And we're going to give that money right straight to the people. So I hope you can see it in your heart to donate a little bit to the cause. you know, it's not the only reason we do the show, but it is a reason we do the show. So
Yeah.
it is a reason. So
A reason.
Yep. So please get on out there. John, what else we got? I'd like to say something about Tectonic Craft Studios, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Tectonic Craft Studios do not sponsor this show. But he would if we asked him, I'm sure.
I'm sure he would. He's a good dude. Archie-Dan is the man.
He is the man. Folks, if you need something that has been shot by lasers, is there a PayPal address I can send it to? If you click that button, Hairdo, you will see that there is a if you click the button, you will down below where it says to donate, you will see that it will take you to a PayPal pool. That PayPal pool is the PayPal address to donate to. There you go. Thank you very much. And off comes the shirt. Barry Holmes. This shirt brought to you by Barry Holmes.
Thanks, Ray Bob.
Okay. And Hairdo, let's see. I super appreciate that. Very, very nice. That was a very nice donation. Super appreciate that. So there we go. I mean, I've got more clothes on. We can take more donations. So
Are we at 2, John?
I have not seen a second one come in yet. Let's see.
Okay.
But I'll let you know.
Okay.
I gotta make sure I've got this alarm thing here set to make noise so that I can tell what's going on. All right, folks. So that's our first donation. We can take more. Get down over there. There's also that other one where you can get some clothes to put on.
Yep.
So anyway, so what else? We were talking about Tectonic Craft Studios, ladies and gentlemen. Tectonic Craft Studios, they make things with laser beams. John, were you aware that lasers are actually made out of light?
I was.
Yes, that is science. So we have just spoken right there. Folks, laser beams don't buy themselves. So get on over there and get to Archie-Dan over there at Tectonic Craft Studios. I don't know what the website is, but I'm pretty sure if you put that in the Googles, Tectonic Craft Studios, that's the first thing that's going to come up is Archie-Dan's site.
I'm pretty certain of that myself.
That's right. If you're going to name, that's like a marketing thing. If you're gonna name a company, name it something that nobody else has named it. I mean, if somebody goes and names their company Starbucks, there could be confusion.
Yeah, unless they're Battlestar Galactica themed, they're probably lawsuits too.
You're not wrong. Sometime we should talk about Another Life. Speaking of Battlestar Galactica, have you watched that show?
I have not. It has gotten mixed reviews, and I unfortunately don't have time to watch things with mixed reviews.
No, I get it. I watched it. It's got Katie Sackhoff, who played the Starbucks, and it's a little Deus Ex Machina. I got to be truthful. Okay. This is welcome to the mini section of the whole media site. This is not the media section. We're still awaiting that second donation so that we can get rid of the Auburn shirt. Anyhow, so it's okay. It's all right. Do you think we should go ahead and get after the Brushhead Gallery? You think, John?
Yeah, let's get to it.
Okay, folks. With no further ado, now I'm gonna warn you, the transitions aren't as smooth as they used to be. Okay, so you're gonna see some weird things happen on the screen as I move windows around. But we're gonna go Brushhead Gallery here, and we're gonna move it over. And now you see Infinity Vision, so we're going to move this over here. And then we're going to bring up the PowerPoint presentation so that you can see it. Uh-oh. John, I gotta go back to the live camera. There you go. We have another donation.
All right. Well, let's get this boy off.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Richard. We appreciate it. There we go. Welcome to Strip Painting with Menoth, John.
I've even cheating. I'm wearing 2 shirts.
Oh, that's what the smart people do when they're playing the...
Well, that's what you do when you're wearing a nice shirt to work. You got to wear the undershirt. That's sort of how it goes.
Man, I'll tell you what. I could have used one of those today because I sweated right through my shirt today.
Yeah, that's the one thing I like about that shirt. I'm not like an Auburn fan. Someone gave it to me. I don't really care, but it's a very nice Under Armour shirt. It's very, very... It breathes very well.
Outstanding. Well, I'm going to try and get this party started here. You should be able to see the Brushhead Gallery. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I should have known that wasn't going to happen. All right, here we go, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Brushhead Q3 2019. Amazing art from the comeback kids of the hobby interwebs. All right, so here we go. Let's start off with, we're going to start off with the guy that just helped John. I got to reposition this a little bit here. I got to get this more better. Let's see if I can position.
More better.
It's still not. It still sucks. Let's see if I can shrink any of this down. I could have spent some time with this, figuring out how to make it better. Sure. There we go. All right. God, it's still terrible. Let's see here. Is there something I can put on here?
There should be a full screen
there we
mode
go.
on that.
I think we got that. I think we did it. Just there.
Okay.
All right. I think that's close.
Alrighty.
Nope, that didn't do quite good. Here we go. That's close enough. All right, guys. All right, here's from Richard Johnson. We love you. This is some Kador he's got going on here, demonstrating some super clean whites on this one. This is one of those colossals from that game that we talked about.
Yeah. The Stormwall rarely looks that good. It's some really good white there.
Yep.
I like the shading on the white. It's distinctive but not overbearing.
Yep. I like the way that he did the power cores also. By the way, the arcane blue up all the way to the high white, showing a lot of showing at least 3 or 4 levels of highlight on this thing. So really looking fantastic. And folks, getting that gray to look realistic the way that it is on the kneecaps is really a thing. Good job.
Yeah, and those power coils are hard. It's hard to make them hold up this close of a view because they like to look like shit that close, and then good from further away, but his look good even up close.
Yep. I also like the black lining. He looks like he did a little bit of black lining here around these power cores as well. And that really helps make things pop out a little bit. Good job.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now let's move on to a faction that's near and dear to my heart, and I love these models. Folks, we got ourselves a little bit of, we got that there's God, Mulg the Ancient there on the left. I really like the orange and the red up to the orange to the yellow. That looks fantastic. I also really like the kind of purplish skin.
Yeah, and it's a good contrast between the two. It makes the stones really pop, but the skin still brings you right back. Exactly.
Really, really like it. And then over here on the side, we've got Cole Grima, which I think, as a models go, just paints beautifully.
Yeah.
There's
a lot of hair there that takes dry brushing or some shading and highlighting very well and can really make the model pop. Plus that the bird.
Yep. And I really, and the jewels, I like. They really work out good. They really take, even if you're just doing like a dry brush on them, because the resins are so distinct. They just really turn out great. But I really like the bird too. I mean, here's a textbook way of making a black bird look really, really good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. And now these are amazing. I love these trolls. This is it's been so long, John, since I've played the game.
Griselle?
I'm having so much trouble with the names of models. This is terrible. And then there's going to be some that I'm pretty sure are privateer press models later on that I'm like, I got no damn idea what they are.
Yeah, I think they're coming up soon.
Yes, they are. So here we see Gristle, and this is Gristle 1, I think, right?
It might be the redo of 1. I think it is, yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember that model too well. That and that hammer.
Yeah.
That fucking hammer.
That hammer is amazing. And to what Sassy just said, that the yellow turned out beautiful too.
Oh yeah, it is so hard to paint yellow, and that yellow just transitions smoothly. It is super good work.
I mean, I think it's a textbook way to look at. See how where the yellow is bright yellow and then it goes into a kind of a gold into a brown, and I think that really sells the shadows excellently.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Once again, here
we've still got those sort of orangish details on it to go against the bluish skin. Still good contrast overall. Good color choices on the model overall.
Yep. This is, I mean, my trolls are kind of lazy. These are really well painted. Really well painted.
They're great.
Okay, now here comes from Barry Holmes, the Rave Bomb, ladies and gentlemen. I'm pretty sure that these are Infernal models, except for the the guy up in the upper right-hand corner, which was...
You mean Saxon motherfucking Orc?
Yeah, Saxon Auric. So...
I forgot his middle name.
I know. Saxon motherfucking Auric. I'm pretty sure these are Infernals, right, John?
I have no earthly idea. They
Okay.
are... Draybomb just said they are Infernals. I would surmise that, and he confirmed.
Okay.
I haven't seen any of the Infernals at all.
Okay. Saxon Auric, a.k.a. the first to die. Action Saxon.
Saxon.
So they're terrifying, but very well painted. Good job, Ravebomb. We sure we sure do love these.
And I love the vivid colors on them. It's just a good... It's going to look crazy good on the battlefield. It's just going to be this cacophony of colors that even as it's so disparate across it, it's just going to come together because the very vivid front arc marks on them is going to help bring it together.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The, Hot Dog Studios, guys, ladies and gentlemen.
Instagram at Hot Dog Studios for
he'll paint,
Johnson. That's
he'll
good
paint,
models.
He'll paint stuff. You know, he can do straight lines. He can do curves. He can paint red and green, other colors, blue, all those colors he has full command of. That's a callback, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. That's a sign of professional podcasting.
It looks like some more Infernals here.
Yep. So so these. I like the green one especially. I like
the one green guy in the I
like
that's got to be the unit leader.
Exactly. So you moved on to the next page. Okay, I'm sorry. So then we've got so these are obviously Infernals again too. We have upside down Viking hat person, and we have these look like flaming bungholes.
I'm calling them flaming bungholes. I don't know what their name is. They are hereafter flaming bungholes.
Yeah, and the green guy is clearly the biggest of all bungholes. He's the leader bunghole.
So say we all.
Yep. And you can tell they're bungholes because they just ate some flaming hot Cheetos, and that's why they're on fire. And they have gas.
It's not easy being cheesy.
Okay, so these are called the Umbral Guardian. That's upside down Viking hat lady. And then we have Grievers. And Grievers my
Valen Hawk.
They're bungholes. And then we flaming bungholes. Then we have Valen Hawk. Very nice, Valen Hawk, and his mystery green horse. Now, if I had been a decent producer for this show, I would have grouped Valen Hawk with other Valen Hawk on the next page. But I figured if you got 2 pages of Valen Hawk, that's extra Valen Hawk, right?
Absolutely. Double the Valen Hawk. That makes it double +1.
That's right. Now, folks, I want you to pay attention to the model on the far left on this one, because there are tentacles in this one, and we've all watched enough anime to know how this is going to end. So, yeah, thank you, Sassy. I'm glad that my toilet humor has an audience, and I'm glad you're I'm very glad you're part of it. But I think that's a different model than Upside Down Hat Lady.
Yeah, that's Zadaroth, it looks like.
Zadaroth. I have no idea what any of these models do, John.
Yeah, I got nothing.
I bet you that they're powerful. So, because that's what they do. And then over here we have some very classy looking Khador. I'm going to tell you what, the black and gold scheme for the Khador is nice.
And then that white base just to bring them all back together, keep them together and just break up, because otherwise it's a slightly dark scheme, but that just pops it all and makes it all come together. Yeah. I like it.
And that's something that, I think is something that we can all take away from today's Brushhead Gallery, is that, pay attention to those bases. Sometimes a base can really be the thing that turns the trick on your model. So take some inspiration from some of these, and we're gonna see some pretty great bases coming up here. Here we go for more from Barry. We have so this is once again doing a great job of assembling the Brushhead Gallery. Tentacle Puss is the one in the middle.
Yes,
Zadaroth, and then we have snifter guy or sensor guy, the guy that he's getting his incense on the.
It looks like double flails, actually.
It could be. Oh yeah, on fire. He looks like he might be someone that used to be Protectorate and got corrupted because, who scary. And then we have on the far left side what appears to be some type of an infernal gate type of a thing.
Yeah, that's really cool. Sort of reminds me of like a helmet, you know, like one of those fantasy helmets, but
Yeah.
definitely some sort of infernal gate with that cool
The creepy blue
effect there.
Yeah, the
I bet
creepy.
it goes to the upside down.
You know, the creepy blue stuff is all of the infernalism coming through the gate. That's what that is.
That's another good one that puts his whole army together. Like if you had a whole group shot of all those guys, that blue would bring them all together.
Yep. All right, now let's talk about Brian Latour.
I mean,
this model's stupid. He is. Brian has. This is the one, John. We were talking during the pre-ramble that I was thinking about putting some examples from Brushhead galleries of the past next to this. And Brian done got some skills. He was never a bad painter. Never, ever, ever. He was always a good painter. And his stuff was really super entertaining because he would always take his Khador and convert the models into females. And I always got a big kick out of that. I thought that was really a clever thing to do. Then there's this. And I know he has entered this one in a contest and did very well with it. I don't know all the particulars of it. But the tattoo work and that cut.
That cut is, oh my God.
That cut is just off the hook.
And the highlighting on it, it holds up close. And then I'm certain when you see it further away, the highlighting still does the desired effect. It's really hard to do that.
I know. And look at the hair. I mean, and the face, and the skin tones. Jesus, I don't even have a clue where to start with how to paint like this.
Yeah, no, that is legit work.
Yeah, I just every time I turn around, I find something new to look at. Like all of a sudden, I just noticed, hey, look, there's tattoos on her fingers, and it's like, geez. First off, those must have hurt like a motherhood to get done. God, I brought it to a show on the weekend. The hair and face popped from like 20 feet away.
20 feet away. Yeah. I believe it.
Man. And then there's this.
I want to talk more about the Khador, the Khador battle engine thing. That looks super awesome. That is what I love about converting. That is where it's at.
Yep, absolutely. But first, let's.
I mean, and then he painted it on top of it. That's a pretty good paint job to boot. I like the purples and pinks. It shouldn't work on Khador, but he makes it work.
And his whole army has that scheme. And then, oh, by the way, he's actually pretty good at playing the game too. It's like I just hate this guy.
Oh, he's a triple threat then.
He has a triple threat. But the bust is of
oh yeah, good lord,
of Sorsha is amazing, and the fact that it is painted pretty much identically as the small model, and man, it's just crazy. But the reason I wanted to show, I'm glad he included the unpainted model, is you can see kind of where it was and where it ended up just with paint.
Yep.
It's stupefying how good a job he paints his models. It's just crazy.
And then you realize all those stripes are
freehanded,
done by hand. There's no, they're not lines there inherently. That is the toughest of the tough.
I am so incapable of delivering anything like that.
I can't do straight lines. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. And then we have then the one wasn't good enough, so he said, "I'll just do another one."
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Let's just convert up another one and just paint it just as beautiful as the first.
And hey, how about some Signar too?
And yeah, while we're at it, here's some Dirty Swans. How you like me now? So.
Oh my.
And it looks like, did he convert the walkers too?
It's hard to tell. They look shorter than they should be. They look like they might be hovering.
Yeah, they might be hovered or something. Yeah. Anyway, so there you go. So, Brian Latour, you're an amazing dude. Your painting is off the hook. I reached out to him on Facebook Messenger just to compliment him. So on behalf of Painting with Menoth, John, and truly to all the people that sent him in, hey, Ron.
Ron.
Okay. Time to get our Talcazar on. And for those of you who have been watching the show for a long, long time and remember the original Brushhead galleries and all that kind of stuff, You'll remember that Tel'Kazar has worked very, very hard on his technique, and also on on taking pictures. And one of the things that he struggled with early on was thickness of paints and things like that. And I think he's made amazing strides. This is a very beautiful Woolrath, and furthermore, he did a lot of conversion on it, and I think that really helps sell this model in a big way. John?
Yeah, absolutely. I love the little grass tufts and everything everywhere. It makes it look very earthy and really fits, and the vines in the back. That's just extra level of detail that just pays off every time.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. So and then once again we talked about basing and some really nice use of some different materials on the base to help sell that kind of, the earthy nature of that model. Really a fantastic job. Let's move on to the next one here. These are some Guild Ball models. We have Cena the bear there on the left-hand side. And then I don't know what the name of the little armadillo dude is. He's one of the factions. There's so many factions in Guild Ball now.
Is it an armadillo or an armadillo?
Yeah, why not both?
Why not both?
Why not both? It's
Wrecker.
Wrecker. Wrecker is the name of it. Okay, cool. And so there you go. I'm surprised, given the bear's name is Cena, that we can see it.
I was waiting for that one.
Yeah, that was easy. It was too easy. But once again, great job. Really, really like these models.
Especially the scales on Wrecker. Is this really good? The scales on his back. That's legit.
I do like that.
Good contrast there.
And his polar bear actually looks like a polar bear instead of a brown bear that rolled in the mud the way mine do. So, good job.
I don't bear shame.
Oh, jeez. And then, of course, we have the flying electric chicken in purple.
Purple. It comes in all sorts of purples.
It does, and
there's light purple all the way to dark purple there.
And I really like that too. So it gives you a really good sense of the depth of the wings and stuff like that. How it fades off, and it's a really nice smooth fade. It's a great job on this one. It is. Some of these big colossals and gargantuans can be a little daunting to paint, says the guy that's managed to get 2 little bears out of his entire hooch hauler painted. It can be a little hard to wrap your head around exactly what to do, and I really like how he turned it out. Once again, bold, brave move on the white colored armor around its head. Anytime you step up to white, you're stepping into the S category of hard painting. All right, good job, man. And now on to Nevendar. I do like me some rats.
Damn, them Skravens is tight.
And they are some good-looking Skaven. It's fun to see models from different systems. And, God, when you field a Skaven army, you have stepped up to a challenge.
Yes. Because you're going to have models. Models are going to have models.
Lots and lots of models. And there's going to be a lot of blood and gore and pink detailing and pustules, and because they're rats. And these look really, really beautiful. The basing looks fantastic with the stone and stuff like that. Got some pretty serious business redness going on around the face. It's just a warband for Mordheim, thankfully. Oh, that is fantastic.
Yeah, that's way better. It means you're not doing a whole Age of Sigmar army for him. That's doable.
That may be the best way to do Skaven. Here's more Skaven. Really like the glowy on the sensor on his little staff. Some really nice freehand on the book as well. Getting his chaos on there, I see.
I love the warlock there with his glaive. That's just fun, cool model. It's a great looking model.
Yeah. Is that the guy with the gas mask on?
Yep. I'm pretty sure it's a warlock or something like that. It's been a while since I've dealt with the Skravens.
And then you've got your whole warband there in the lower corner, and it all looks great. And folks, take a look at this. I mean, look how the models are all tied together by their bases, and they've got a nice color scheme together. I mean, that really is a great job. I also want to point out the nice weathering and the mud on that warlock creature that you mentioned. It's how the barrel's dirty, and I really like that. Really,
yeah,
really
the whole
well
thing's
done.
dirty. It brings it together.
Yep.
Sorcerer, okay.
So he's the only one not belonging to Clan Pestilence, hence the gas mask. Ah, gotcha.
Well, he is a very badass sorcerer. He looks like he's going to mess you up in melee and probably won't, but
There you
he's
go.
a sorcerer.
But still, he's got a cool weapon.
He's a motherfucking sorcerer.
Now, Brett, I know you sent me one. I hope you didn't send me more because I only saw one. And it's this flame guy. And I don't know what game it's for, but I'm going to guess Malifaux.
Correct.
Okay. So, John, you probably know something about what this model's all about.
It's a fire golem. That's about all I know because it came out in the great time between the heights of 2nd edition and the beginning of 3rd edition when they announced their they were doing playtesting, and everyone sort of went, we're going to play something else.
Well, that's great. So, yeah, very nice looking flames. Really great looking job. Folks, flames are actually a lot of fun to paint. So I really recommend, if you have the opportunity to paint some flames, maybe I'll do that on a future show, is to talk a little bit about at least how I do flames. But remember, folks, this is what Brett's showing here is the proper way of making sure that you do it. The flames are going to be the brightest the further in from you. So that's going to be more towards the yellows and whites. And then as it comes out, it becomes the oranges and reds. And then finally to your dark reds and possibly even blacks if you want to go that deep. So this is really, really well done. Fantastic job, Brett. Really like it. John?
Absolutely, yeah, it looks good. I like the base. I can't wait to see more of them on the battlefield when we play some Malifaux.
Heck yeah. Speaking of John Spencer.
I don't know what you're talking about. That guy don't paint models.
All right, let's talk about these. We got some. We're gonna do some AdMech here. It looks like.
Yep, some AdMech. That is Tech Priest Steve and Tech Priest Adept Boomer.
Okay, now is this for Kill Team or something like that?
No, we had a slow grow, so I named them.
Oh, okay, cool. Once again, folks, we haven't had maybe as many models from the co-host that we would like, but these are looking really, really fantastic, man. I like the choice of the red. What color is that?
That's one of those weird brownish reds, like Doombul red or something in that sort of range from Games Workshop.
Okay, very, very cool. I also like the contrast of the gold metals on the hoses along with the yellows.
Yeah, I've been trying to make the hoses just stand out more because the more metallics you use, the harder it is to get some diversity in them.
Yep, otherwise it ends up just looking like an exercise in bronze.
Yeah.
Let's
I'm
move
not
on
100% sold on the Axon Boomer, but we'll see.
Let's move on to the next one here. We've got some destroyers.
Yep, those are some Cataphren Breachers. They are basically just battle servitors with arc cannons.
I'm going to tell you, the life of a servitor is not good in the 40K universe.
Not at all.
No, it's bad. Going to have a bad time if you're a servitor.
They're pretty tough. They're pretty cool.
Yep. And then, okay, who's Longsword McLongsword there in the upper left-hand corner?
Do you mean Minsk and Boo from Baldur's Gate?
Oh, there you go.
I took a little break because I'm like, I got Minsk and Boo. I must paint Minsk and Boo.
There you go. See, now I have to make an admission. I had never played Baldur's Gate. Sorry.
Damn. It's a classic game.
Yep. Maybe someday, because I think they re-released it.
That's right, Ray Bomb. Go for the eyes, Boo. And then up the other corner is, unfortunately, a slightly blurry picture of Aximilian, who is the goodest boy ever.
Oh.
He's the kill team. He came in the kill team set. He's or one of their sets. He's sort of the dog that hangs out with the guardsmen. He's got not really much for special stats, but he's still the goodest boy ever.
Oh, it's a good dog. Very good looking stuff, buddy. I like the armor on Minsk. And was it Minsk and Boo? Tell me again.
Boo, yes.
Who's Boo?
Boo is the miniature giant space hamster on his shoulder.
Oh, okay, got it. Go for the eyes. Okay, now it makes more sense. All right, cool. Very good looking stuff. All right, now these are, I'm gonna guess, Malifaux models.
Correct. Yeah, that's those are Oni for Asami's crew. Asami is the one in turquoise.
Okay.
When you look at the back of her head, she's got the giant mouth there.
See, I don't understand people who eat with the back of their head.
I don't understand it either, but it's kind of creepy.
It's very creepy. The guy up in front, I really like the monkey guy with the twins. I forget what they call them. There's
the comma, whatever.
Commas. Yeah, that's. I'm actually looking at a comma that's hanging on the wall over here because my kid's karate shit's up on the wall. But yeah, these look really good. Now, is this a? I mean, do these guys come as a set or?
Yeah, these guys come in the set with another one of those yokai, the monkey dudes.
Okay.
I don't have the other one because he kind of broke because I got him secondhand. But hey, they're done in those two guys are done in the Citadel contrast paints.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the fur is all the contrast paints. The rest is other stuff, but
cool. Well, they turned out really nice.
Thanks. Yeah, I liked it. They went well over white.
I really like the little orange dude though. I have to tell you.
Yeah, Amanjaku, he's the totem. He's actually the power behind the power, and he was just fun. He's a little difficult because he's kind of squatting. If he was standing up, it'd be a little bit easier, but just went crazy with sort of like the patchwork cloak and then the sort of blue horns that don't really show up that well in that picture, but they go from dark to light blue at the top. Might do a little more light blue at the top. Maybe a lighter blue.
Yep, really like it. Let's move on here. We got more from the John Spencer. So here we got.
It's almost like I painted stuff for a while.
I know, right? So we've got some what appears to be Star Wars Armada as well as Terracotta Warriors.
Yep, Terracotta Warriors from Malifaux. Same overall faction as the Oni. They came mostly painted. Literally, they're just a wash. They're super easy. The bases took longer than they did.
I believe that.
And then a bunch of Y-Wings for Armada because I decided to start painting some fighters because why not?
Yeah, I mean, folks, that's a really good point. I mean, you can add some personality to some of your, shall we say, maybe your pre-painted stuff, and give it a little bit of personality. Now you've got these different colored units, and you can tell them apart a little bit easier, and it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, mostly I want to make sure that they could tell the Gold Squadron ones, and I even have another one I didn't picture here that looks a little different than them. So you can tell the Gold Squadron ones, which are their characters, if you will, from the generic Y-Wing Squadron, which in that case is Black Squadron.
Got it. Cool. And then here's kind of a group shot of some more of the Armada.
Yeah, there's all of them, even including you can sort of see in the back of the one picture and actually the corner of the other Y-Wing picture. Those are the other Gold Squadron ones where they look a little bit different because they're not as special. And then I've got the Ghost up front.
Yep. Cool.
This wasn't actually gray, so I had to back up and punt. But that was kind of in a weird light, so that's why they look a little... making them weird.
Cool. Let's move on to the next one here. We've got... it looks like you're doing a little bit of a demonstration here on some basing you did. Now, the models that you're basing here, are these from Age of Sigmar?
They are, but actually it was more so you get a little better pictures of those two, the Ghost and the other VCX I did.
Okay.
See the Ghost down in the one with just the bases and the other one with the finals, but that actually is a good picture of those bases too, actually.
So basically, how are you doing those bases? You're using what appears to be like Elmer's glue and cork?
Cork, so I super glue it to the base with the brush on Gorilla Glue.
Okay.
And then I seal it basically with some watered down PVA glue after I cut it up a little bit. You can sort of see in the one piece in the middle, there's like a big gouge in it where you see a bunch of glue in there and a bunch of chunks missing. I just gouged up and give it a little character and then seal it up so that when you paint it, it doesn't mess up and bits don't come off because it gets brittle.
Got it. So basically you just use a slightly watered down PVA glue like Elmer's glue, and that
Yep.
gives you enough of a sealing action that you don't have to worry about it kind of coming apart anymore.
Correct. Yep. And all my well, it's technically Gloomspite Gits, but I mostly just have Troggoths, which are trolls based like that.
Got it. The Gits are pretty cool.
Yeah, but you said an army of all trolls, and I was in.
Cool, man. All right, let's go ahead and let's move on now. I showed these models from Matthew Antosh. I showed them to Charlie last night as I was doing this because Charlie likes him some 40K models, and this is amazing, folks. When you think about what you can do with alternative color schemes, these are Plague Marines, and he decided to paint them up in a White Walker kind of a feel, and I think it is just fantastic.
Yeah, it's very, very cool.
He just really captured a different look. He said he didn't care for the kind of the drippy ooze version of Nurgle and went with this. And I think it's really, really effective. And the use of the purple in contrast to the very cool blues and whites, I think just is amazing.
Yeah, and the subtle gold, the subtle like washed out gold, just looks very good. It doesn't detract, doesn't take away from the rest of it. It lets it all blend together.
Yep, it's just amazing. And here's another set of 3 of them. Once again, another Plague Marine there with the green, but the green really pops against, with all the silver and white and blue, and then bam, you get the purple and you get the green. By the way, being a Plague Marine would suck.
Yes. I mean, you're immune to your own disease. That's sort of the gift of Papa Nurgle.
Yeah, well, hooray. You're still an oozing pus thing. And bleh.
Look, is it really a bad life in the 40K universe?
Yes. Literally everywhere. I don't know who has it good. I mean, when I read the the books about the Inquisitor, there were some planets that didn't completely suck. I mean, if you've got all the money in the world, you're probably okay, but rank and file asshat in a hive world, F that.
Yeah. It is very, very dark. It is the definition of grimdark.
Yes. I can't imagine not killing yourself in that universe.
I think the Emperor believes that suicide is a sin.
Oh, well, there you go. It's an abomination unto Nuggin, if you've read any of the Discworld books. All right, folks. And then for one last shot here, a kind of a family shot. Once again, dude has teeth in his stomach. There you go.
I mean, like you do.
Like you do. And some fantastic paint jobs. Once again, folks, I want to point out the basing. Used a little bit of that crackle paint that they sell. Did a little bit of snow on it. Instead of doing the typical yellow broken ground kind of crackly, it's ice crackle. And that is a trick I am going to remember because I have to base that hooch hauler, and I want it to be snowy based. And this is going to be some models that I take some inspiration from.
Absolutely, yeah, they're very cool bases. Actually, you try and use the crackle paint for my Troggoth bases too. I will let you see when I get a good solid base to show you.
Yeah. Well, there you go, folks. That is the Brushhead Gallery for this quarter. So far, we've only had the 2 donations to take clothes off, so we're only getting down to a shirt and T-shirt tonight, I guess, unless people want to see more. There you have it, folks. Really
thanks
fantastic.
For sending stuff in. It was super cool.
Yeah, thanks everybody. I really appreciate it, but get out there and paint. Get your painting in. I'll put some models in there next time. I should be able to get after. I'll put in my bears now that they're done. I should be able to get after the basing for the colossal that I have for Retribution. I can't remember its name.
Helios?
What's that?
Is it Helios?
Helios. I have like a mental problem with that. Helios. And I've still have the undead fish dudes, and I have Sevi Zero yet to paint. So
yeah, I want to say, even if you just paint like a half an hour a day, like this guy, you'll get stuff done.
You're absolutely right, John, and I need to commit myself to that. I blame Rich Brotman. I blame Rich Brotman and Crossout, but I can find time. I really can. So, and right now, the Beer PG is on hold for a little while. We've been doing some episodes of it. It's on hold a little bit, just kind of some, people's lives get busy, and we have to be sensitive to that. So we'll get back to it at some point. And if not, when we get to John Con, we're going to have at least 1, maybe 2 RPGs for you all to listen to and enjoy. And there you go. Hey, and Brett painted during this show. So
awesome.
Outstanding. Yay. All right. Let's go ahead and let's do the media section.
All right, let's hit it.
These days, John, the show kind of, because we don't separate the pre-ramble from the show anymore, it's just kind of all the show. So
it just goes as long as it goes, and we do what we want. We do what we want now.
Oops. Hello. We're doing what we're just doing whatever it takes to get our clothes off. So, Anyway, so ladies and gentlemen, I am in a rare thing. I am going to go first. I'm going to go first this week because I want to talk about Birdemic Shock and Horror. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a movie that is actually on Amazon Prime, which just shows you the kind of value you're getting for your dollar on Amazon Prime. Birdemic.
Vampire didn't.
Yes. Birdemic is a movie. I think I can say that. It has actors in it. It has people in it that are credited as actors.
I cannot argue with those. Are all facts.
There are effects. They're not special.
Oh, no. They're special effects. They're very special.
They're very special. They're short bus kind of special. So Birdemic is roughly 90 minutes long. And for the first 50 minutes you never see a bird. Not even like an uninfected bird. You don't see birds for the first 45 minutes. It is the gripping story for the first 45 minutes of a young college graduate and his climb through the corporate ladder and finding a girlfriend. And he has the world's smallest cube in selling software, and his software company gets bought or something like that, and everybody gets lots of money. And he meets this blonde girl who's going to be a model, and they have slow, painful dates for the first 45 minutes.
I'm impressed you made it through those first 5 minutes.
It was hard.
I think I would have been unconscious from alcohol.
It was hard. So, and then the bird, and then they're in they're at the motel fornicating. Their clothes never really come off. Although, as we mentioned in the pre-ramble, she has some snappy blue lingerie. Bless her heart. And then the birds attack. And just there's no lead-in. There's no reason. I think it's important to note that this movie has a total budget. Wait for it. $10,000. There were 6 or 8 people at least on the crew. And for $10,000, it's not a bad effort. We're watching the show, and in one scene, after the birds inexplicably start dive bombing the city, and by the way, spoilers.
Okay.
They start dive bombing the city, and when they hit something, they blow up.
I mean, that's what birds do, right?
Right. I mean, they hit something and they blow up. They get at one point Charles goes, that van is really crappy. They're in a black minivan. The paint is like falling off of, because you know, like how all GM paint from like the 90s kind of just fell off all the time. And that's what these are. And they're driving along, shooting out of the window while they're driving with handguns, and they're hitting the birds.
I'm not sure where to start with the lack of realism there.
They just like ping, 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 and they're just like blowing them out of the sky. Folks, there's a reason you use shotguns to hunt birds. It's because you can't hit them.
Close counts.
Yeah, because close enough counts. Nope, these are just good old-fashioned handguns, except for the one guy who had an AR-15 or something like it and was shooting birds with it.
I mean,
like you do.
Were they all ex-special forces?
No, he had camouflage pants on.
Oh, there you go. Camouflage pants plus 10 to accuracy, sir.
That's right. So they in one scene they show up and they need gas for the minivan. And the hard to understand clerk wanted to charge them $100 a gallon for gas. Well, he paid it like you do. Because gas during the Birdemic is, rare. It's like,
I mean, I appreciate them not falling for the fall of society by just taking it with their guns.
They didn't. He gave him his credit card. Now, the Fall of Society apparently can still scan a card.
I mean, capitalism must continue on.
Right. Now, but just to show you, they come along this guy on the side of the road, and he's got a pickup truck and a cowboy hat. They flag him down, and he wants to buy some of their gasoline. And when they told him that they didn't have any they could spare, well, he pulls a gun. And then a bird flies down and slits his throat. You don't actually see it slit his throat. You see a horrible sprite cross the screen and him hold his throat. And then he falls over.
Well, then they infer properly that they slit his throat.
Right. So remember, kids, during a birdemic, don't try to hijack gas. Because
the birds don't like that.
No. They were certainly not on that guy's side. They were angry birds, Nevendar. But not the cute kind. And certainly not the kind that get a sequel that they don't deserve.
Shots fired.
Yeah, if that movie.
During Birdemic, that's some hard shots.
Yeah. I would rather watch Birdemic than Angry Birds, the movie. So anyway, Birdemic, it's free. It only costs $10,000 to make. I promise they turned a profit on this movie just in getting the licensing for Prime. And there you go, Birdemic. It's a solid 4.5 shots. Now, it doesn't get the full 5 shots of Kraken, and I'll tell you why. $10,000. I don't know how you even make 90 minutes of footage for $10,000.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think the most expensive thing they had on the set was the hot dog that they ate at one time. They splurged.
I'm betting they skipped craft services.
Pretty much craft services was bring a cheese sandwich to work today. There you go. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, Birdemic gets on Amazon Prime. Get after it. John, what do you got for us?
Well, I'm going to go with, of course, the exclusive, which is Fast and Furious 6. The next exciting chapter where our heroes turn the tables and no longer are they criminals. They're working for the man now.
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, Fast and Furious 6 was made for more than $10,000.
Slightly more.
Yes.
It also turned a profit, and I guarantee you. Because you had Vin Diesel and The Rock on that. You're like, yep, that's going to turn a profit.
Oh, heck yeah.
So the whole theory is, in the last one, if you remember, all of our protagonists won a shit ton of money, stole a shit ton of money, and are running from the law. They're all in countries with no extradition, because that's what you do. And then The Rock has to go find Vin Diesel because they got a new crew they can't beat because they use cars, and they're all, they're really crazy, like, I need the best crew ever. So he goes to get Vin Diesel and his crew to fight ex-military guys with souped-up cars and all, because, I mean, who would you call? G.I. Joe? No, fuck G.I. Joe. Rock's not going to be a G.I. Joe for years, until years after this. Let's get Vin Diesel in the crew.
Sure.
So they do. They get everyone in, and they promise them, clean slates and everything for their help. And then it becomes basically, a team. It's the other end of the team movie rather than the heist movie. It's the stop the bad guys movie, and it is a fucking great time. These guys have great chemistry. They've built it. They're at the top of their game during this movie. The Rock and Vin Diesel play each other. Brett, you had to. He said, it's not a crew, it's a family.
Yeah.
Just drink every time they say family. You'll be fine. Trust me.
Don't.
But,
we like you too much. We like you too much.
If you're listening, don't do that. You can't hear me shake my head. Don't do that. But it's a great time. They have some great moments. It's just fun. Luke Evans is the bad guy. He's fine as the bad guy. He's not as good when The Rock was the bad guy. But I mean, Rock's now the good guy because you can't keep the Rock bad guy for long. But he's fine as a bad guy. Michelle Rodriguez is back as Letty, and she's lost her memory and working with the bad guys, which is how they get Dom in. Because family, she's family. They got to get her back. And it does a little bit of street racing, but not much. That part of this whole series is sort of in the rearview mirror, to use my proper metaphors.
Oh, snap.
But it's just a super fun, just super fun time. It's got good action, some great set pieces, some very believable stuff, and then other times where physics just hate fucking anyone it can because those two broke up and it doesn't care anymore. Like, literally, the ending scene is a hell of a set piece, but it is them on a plane, with a plane on a runway for like 10 minutes. Someone did the math. Apparently, this runway is like 8 miles long. I don't know, but it's still a hell of a fucking scene. It's super fun. They got some good twists and turns in it. I'm not really going to give any of it away so much, but cool. It is great fun. They're at the top of their game. I really have to give this. I have to give it 0 shot to Kraken because it knows what it is and it just goes all in.
Wow.
Like, it's the same rules of physics as last one, i.e. very little. Yep. But you're in. If you're in the last one, you're in this one. It's just continuation. It keeps the stride up. And it's just super fun. And this is sort of the peak. These two movies, 5 and 6, are the peak. Not to spoil too much. Every series has got a peak somewhere. This is 5 and 6. And it's super fun. I enjoyed it. I suggest watching it. But I would suggest you need to watch at least a couple before this first, just so you know what the hell's going on.
Makes sense. I'm gonna end the show with one more, and that is we're going to talk a little bit about a movie called Megashark versus Crocosaurus. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to take you back to the 1980s to a character by the name of Urkel, played by a guy by the name of Jaleel White, and also I want to bring you back to Star Trek Voyager, which had a guy by the name of Robert Picardo, who played a virtual doctor. Their careers have suffered, and they are now in Megashark versus Crocosaurus. Now, let me tell you, Megashark is much like the Wu-Tang Clan. Megashark ain't nothing to fuck with. Fair enough. In one scene, Megashark is coming up. He jumps over a battle cruiser. I think it was weird. It was like a battleship that had a helipad in the back, which you don't usually see. But it had some big main guns, okay? It jumped over the ship and tail slapped the ship in half. Tail slap. Okay. Boom. While it was beautiful form. It had a lovely arc. Meanwhile, in what it could have been an entirely separate movie, conflict diamonds were being mined in the Republic of Congo, and Crocosaur came out and ate the South African who was guarding the miners in a great bit of irony and payback. So Crocosaur, in my book, has the moral high ground in this story. The Megashark was clearly tail slapping freedom, and we can't have that. But we can have Crocosaur eating South Africans who were mining conflict diamonds in the Congo. So it boils down to Malcolm Jaleel White, or whatever his name is, Urkel. Urkel had some kind of sound balls that he could lower into the water. No, I'm not talking about his balls. I'm talking about these sonic transceiver things that he could put in the water that could drive the sharks wild. And what ends up happening is, and I'll spoil it. Spoilers. The croc lays its eggs in the water. The shark messes with it, and they get into a big fight. And there's it's terrible. It's a terrible movie. They have submarines. Megashark at one point is swimming up at a nuclear submarine and puts it in his mouth and launches about 100 feet in the air with the submarine in his mouth. The whole submarine.
Because physics.
Because physics, and because that's a big shark. It's just huge. And then at one point the shark eats the nuclear sub, and so he's got the radioactivity in him. And that can't be good at all. And They get into a fight and they Malcolm sonic balls or Jalil's sonic balls cause they cause a volcano to happen because that's how it works, right? I mean, if you hit the right frequencies, you can have a volcano happen on the ground, right?
Yeah, that's the red note.
Yeah, it's different than the brown note.
Exactly.
And they create a volcano, and then the croc and the shark bite each other's ass, and they fall down into the volcano because they made the volcano happen right where they were gonna fall. It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
So can I ask you a quick, serious question?
Sure.
When did they start letting people turn their fanfics into fucking movies?
No, right? No. It's that whole company is like that. I think it's the same people behind Atlantic Rim. It has to be, right?
Oh, I don't know. Let's see. The Asylum, they've got some wonderful stuff.
There's a channel out there called Tubi.
Shark versus
Crocosaurus.
Crocosaurus.
Yeah.
Let us see.
It's got the same level of special effects that most Asylum movies have.
The Asylum, yep, that's them.
It's got that feel. It's got that dirty feel. It's like the Brazzers of not having their clothes off.
Man, Robert Picardo's fourth build on that. How you fallen, sir?
I know, right? Well, he's not on the show that much. His big thing is he wants to smoke a cigar. And
so he was sort of like what's the guy in Atlantic Rim?
Yes,
the Hawaiian guy who's who's like, you've done so much better, sir.
Yes, the fella that was the general. So the fact that I know that about Atlantic Rim is really sad.
Look, you watched it after I told you not to.
I may have watched it twice.
What?
That's
Graham
right.
Greene. That's his name. Graham Greene.
Yeah. Yep. I don't know what I was expecting, but I didn't expect to hear the phrase Jaleel White sonic balls. Nobody expects that.
No.
Nobody expects Jaleel White's sonic balls. So anyway, so I mean, if you want to, it's a thing you can do. I mean, it's better than killing yourself, I suppose.
It is.
It does. Don't do that. That's a joke. That's dark and not appropriate. But you could watch it if you want to. There's sequels. I mean, there's also like Megashark versus Megashark, which I refuse to watch.
I would suggest instead finding yourself a good old Godzilla movie and watch something crafted with love.
Yeah, even the turn of the century ones, the 2000s of the Godzillas were really, really well done. The new generation of Rubber Suit Godzilla ones are pretty strong.
Yeah, just do that. Those movies are made with more love. These are, I mean, I don't want to say they're cash grabs, but they're just throwing shit out there and seeing what sticks.
Yeah.
Someone wants the next Sharknado.
Yeah, actually, you're exactly right. Only Sharknado at least has a bit of a soul to it. It knows what it is. It really camps it up hard.
Like honestly, as long as the movie knows what it is and doesn't take the piss of itself, you're usually good, you know?
Yeah.
It's when the movie starts taking the piss out of it, you're like, you're not even taking yourself seriously. How am I going to?
Yeah, exactly. So, folks, there you have it. There's your media section for tonight. Next week let's try to get more of our clothes off. I'm up for strip painting with Menoth John so long as we make money for the poor. That's where I'm at.
Absolutely.
We'll keep on putting up those links, and you can keep on giving that money, and we'll go ahead and, hey, crotch cam could happen. You never know. Anyway,
yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to play the music that we love so much. Get that going here. There we go. That's what we wait for at the end of the show. We've been live for an hour and 40 minutes. It happens. We finished the show a little bit earlier these days, but we started a little bit earlier too. So,
yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching the Painting with Menoth John Wednesday night experience. We sure do love all of you. Thanks for the Brushhead Gallery suggestions and submissions, everybody. We'll be back in a quarter with that one, and there's reason to believe we'll be back here next week. So, on behalf of this guy, because I'm not traveling now, at least until probably October. Good night, everybody. You have a good one, and we will see you next Wednesday on Painting with Menoth John. Good night, everybody.
Good night.